My lighting sucks, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing my video. Cause y'all really don't need to see me, Y'all just need to hear me, okay? Just to listen to what I gotta say. So I know I have been missing. I didn't do Thirsty Thursdays, Freedom Fridays, and that was Storytime Saturday. And I'm popping up here on the YouTube algorithm timeline. But I've had a lot to talk about lately. I've just been busy, bunda, chilling, all types of stuff. So yeah, I decided I was on my way home. I need to go in the house, so this video is not going to be long. My kids are literally like behind me yelling at the window. Um, much that I wanted to talk about. Thursday, I was supposed to talk about double standards when it comes to men and sex and women and how they view women that are hypersexual or just naturally navigate towards more than one partner or whatever the case may be. I was having a conversation with one of my male friends, and he was saying how men are quote unquote designed to be with more than one woman, but women are only meant to be with the one man. And if that's how you believe, absolutely fine, whatever the case may be. But I feel like everybody's experience here while they're on earth is different. So if you subscribe to polygamy, that's absolutely your choice. Whatever the case may be, if you subscribe to monogamy, that's your choice. But I feel like where the issues come in is when this is not communicated with your partner or partners. As far as, okay, if you're in a relationship with someone and you prefer to be polygamous versus, monogamous, this is a conversation that you need to have with your partner. So that, or if it comes up and you're like, I want to explore polygamy, like it's important to communicate with your partner. First and foremost, like that, I feel like is the most important thing when it comes to your style of being in a relationship. But it's like there becomes an issue when you get into a relationship with somebody and your intention is to be monogamous, whether married, dating, you know what I'm saying, in a relationship, whatever it is. If your intention is to be monogamous and all of a sudden you come out the blue with, oh, I want another girlfriend or I want another boyfriend, it's like, this wasn't just no random thought. This was something that you thought about. It might have been something that you've been wanting to do, but you're just now telling me. But again, I feel like it's more acceptable for men to want to be with more than one woman. And I guess the justification or his explanation behind, polygamy and men having more than one wife or more than one woman was from the Bible. And I get that. Yes, David, King Solomon, who else? A bunch of men in the Bible had multiple wives, like a plethora of wives and concubines. But I feel like when it comes to that and having that excessive amount of partners, is greed. Okay? It's greed and it's selfish. It's greedy, it's selfish, and I feel like the intimacy that you can generate and cultivate in a one-to-one partnership cannot be cultivated in a polygamous relationship unless you're very, very intentional about the individual time that you spend with the individuals in a polygamous relationship. Okay? But again, it depends on the people in the relationship, and it also depends on the communication and the dynamics of the relationship and how healed each person is. Because if there's 3 or 4 or 5 and there's one unhealed person in that dynamic, is going to cause chaos in the entire relationship with each and every person. So it's important to be intentional, whether you're in a monogamous relationship or a polygamous relationship, to be intentional about being healed people and being intentional about your healing, because I believe that there's always something for us to heal from. But let me see if I can get a little better light. I don't know, probably not. But um but I just feel like, I don't know, it's a lot of greed and selfishness inside of some, I'm not gonna say all, some polygamous relationships, and the same thing in monogamous relationships, and that's why they don't work, because you're so focused on yourself, you're so focused on getting your needs met, you're not worried about meeting the needs of the other person or people in your relationship. But what I wanted to talk about was, why is it so acceptable for men to, be polyamorous or in polygamous relationships, having more than one woman or more than one partner, whatever it is, whatever the dynamic is. But for women, what he said was, women are designed to only be intimate with one person. Men are not designed to be intimate with only one person for the rest of their lives. Like, that's not, quote unquote, a thing to him. So what are your thoughts? What do you think when it comes to men and women? Is there a double standard? And also, do you believe that way? Like, do you believe that women are meant to only be with one partner and men are designed to have multiple partners? So that was Thursday's conversation, Freedom Friday. We were going to talk about ways to really assess and see if a relationship is aligned. Okay, so that goes perfectly into this conversation, because a lot of times people are not intentional about checking in with their intuition, not checking in with their inner guide. Is really based off of, excuse me, like their emotions and their attraction to people and how they make them feel. It's not about being intuitively guided, really checking in to see if this person is a person that you even need in your space, that you are aligned with in any way, shape, or form. And it leads to issues and challenges, and even as a relationship evolves, checking in to see if it's meant to go any further, or if you're meant to walk away, or if they're meant to walk away, whatever the case may be. Really checking in. And the ways to do that is something that I call the happiness scale. Not to say that this person is responsible for your happiness in a relationship. You get to come to a relationship with your happiness, and they add to your happiness. Okay? That's what it is. They get to contribute to your happiness. They're not responsible for your happiness. It's called interdependence, not codependence or hyper independence. It's called interdependence, where you all, one, come to the relationship meeting your own needs, being happy, being healed, but also contributing to the healing, contributing to the happiness, contributing to the needs being met of the other person or people, however you're doing your thing. But checking in on the happiness scale, and if I was on Zoom, I would share it. But if you go to my last Soul Care Sunday social, I break down the happiness scale there. But using that to check in to see, like, where am I on the happiness scale when it comes to this relationship? Am I happy in all ways in this relationship? That's the highest part, the highest rating on the scale. Or am I unhappy in every way in this relationship, or somewhere in between? And really checking in to see, am I willing to do the work to get to the space and place where I am happy and always in this relationship? Is the other person willing to do the work for us to both be happy and always when it comes to this relationship? And that is simply, one, first and foremost, being happy and always within yourself, so that when things go left or right or in between in a relationship, those things don't cause your inner happiness to be shaken. Okay? So that's where it comes from. When you are intentional about your relationship with yourself, the easier it becomes to be intentional in your relationships with other people. So that's one way to assess your relationship. One, checking in with yourself to see where you are within yourself on the happiness scale, and then checking in to see how this relationship contributes to your happiness or not, and moving accordingly. The second way to do it is through muscle testing, and you can learn more about this in my Eliminating Limiting Beliefs video, and probably some other videos as well where I talk about it. And it's probably, I think I do talk about muscle testing in detail as well in the last Soul Care Sunday social. So if you want to learn more about muscle testing, watch that video as well. But muscle testing really checks in to see what's aligned when it comes to how to communicate with the person that you're in a relationship with, and to really see if there's still an alignment in your relationship. Does this person still light you up? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they able to, like, when you see this person, are you excited? Are you just like, you're indifferent? Are you like, ugh, like, I really don't want to be bothered? Like, where are you in that? Your body will tell you. Using muscle testing to check and to see, like, whether this person is still aligned for your life, whether it's limiting beliefs or stories that you need to address and uncover when it comes to that relationship. If there are things that you're not being honest with yourself about in a relationship, or things that they may not be being honest with you about, really checking in energetically using muscle testing can support you with that. Am I complete? Yeah. But those are two things that you can use to support your relationships, the happiness scale, and really assessing where you are and how to move forward and navigate the challenges and changes that may come up in your relationship. If you want more insight on how to use it, what questions to ask, how to even start the process of learning to muscle test. If you have some special circumstances physically when it comes to muscle testing, feel free to reach out to me so we can try to figure out a plan for how to use muscle testing, even if you have some physical challenges that you are experiencing. And then the other thing, I literally just did it all in one, was story time Saturday after dark. It is after dark. And I really didn't even think about what story I wanted to tell. Last week I talked about my relationship with my body. Um, and I guess I can share how my, let me see, my relationship with my kids are. So for those that don't know, I am a single mom. My kids are 5, 4, and 2. And navigating life as a single mom while dating and building relationships with other people, it has been challenging because I was so used to being in the house with my kids 24/7, and they were used to being in the house with me 24/7. So the way that I intentionally build in connections with my kids, even when I'm like gone for the day or spend a night out somewhere, like I literally am very intentional to make many connections with them throughout the day. So in the morning when I get up, I make sure to greet each one of them individually as they wake up. They normally don't wake up at the same time, but if they do, I am very intentional with greeting them individually, letting them know that I love them, giving them hugs and kisses. And then I'll take them in the bathroom so that they can brush their teeth and wash their face. But I make sure to do that individually so that they have that individual time with me to start the day. And once I'm done washing their face and brushing their teeth, or they're, doing their thing, I give them a kiss. My oldest, because he's so attached to my mom, I have to be extra intentional with him to build those connections in throughout the day, because he's my mom's child, literally. And I have different relationships with each of them, but I treat them differently because, one, I know about human design, and I do my best to incorporate human design into the way that I parent them as individuals. But also knowing, again, their different personalities, the different things that will set them off or trigger them or cause them to have, a temper tantrum. But I do my best to be present. I do my best to be loving, compassionate, and open to them when they're having tantrums or meltdowns or whatever it is. If they're having a hard time, I do my best to be very intentional with checking in with where I am so that I can be present with them when they're having their big emotions. But it goes back to my relationship with myself and doing the work to heal my inner child. The more work that I do to heal myself and connect with my inner child, the easier it is or has become for me to be present with them and be compassionate and patient with them when they're having a hard time. And if you really think about it, me as a woman, I know that I don't always, it's not just the one thing that'll set me off or cause me to have a temper tantrum, or have a meltdown. It's like a plethora of things that have happened that have led up to the meltdown, and that's how kids are. You might think that, oh, they're just having a temper tantrum because their shoes untied. No, it's much deeper than that. Much deeper than that. And the more that we really think about, oh, they're having a hard time, it's more to it than just this one incident. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. So I'm intentional when my kids are having meltdowns, or it just seems like they're having a bigger reaction to what happened than, the eye can see. Like, why are you tripping? Like, it's literally like you just dropped a spoon. Like, why are you tripping? But it's really a plethora of things that have happened that have led up to that. It's like a buildup. And the more intentional I can be with being present with them before the temper tantrum happens or before the meltdown happens, like to check in and see, oh, what just happened, the more I am able to kind of pre-game for a temper tantrum so that I'm centered, I'm grounded. So when it happens, I'm like, okay, yeah, this, and this happened. And now it's gotten to the point where they're at capacity. Everyone has a certain capacity. And a child being small, my kids are 5, 4, and 2, they have a very small capacity. So the more that I build in those intentional times of connection, the more that I am present with them, the more, even when I'm not home, I always let them know I'm going to come home. Like, mommy always comes back. Those types of things really support me having a healthier and happier relationship with my children and being able to connect with them on a deeper level. We also do mindfulness activities. We do yoga. We do deep breathing activities. We haven't done it in a while. We do tapping. But I'm very intentional throughout the day, giving my kids hugs and kisses and letting them know that I love them. When I come in and when I leave out, it's hugs and kisses, like every single time. We pray together and we sing songs before bed. Like, they have a specific prayer that they want to pray, and my younger two, my daughter sleeps in the bed with me and my son sleeps in his bed in the room. My youngest son. My oldest son sleeps in the bed with my mom. And that's another reason why he's more attached to my mom than I am. Then he's attached to me. But I don't really take it personally. He's my mom's first grandchild. So it's like that. But excuse me. If you want to know more about how I navigate my relationship with my kids and really get into some deeper, more specific stories around that, and if you want to just know like want to see like a day-to-day vlog, let me know that as well. But I'm complete. This video was shorter than I expected it to be. I'm about to go in the house with my kids. If you want more story time, if you want more Thirsty Thursday content, if you want more Freedom Friday content this weekend, please feel free to let me know. But as of now, I am complete. I just wanted to come in and do a video before the weekend was over. I didn't want to miss Thirsty Thursday, Freedom Friday, and Storytime Saturday. So I just did it all in one. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. And if nobody told you today, remember that I love you. I see you, and I'm so freaking proud of you. I'm so proud of you just for being who you are. Like, you are enough. You are worthy. You are valuable just as you are. Don't let anyone, anything, any situation, any circumstance take away from that, because you were born with it. You were born worthy, enough, and valuable with the infinite level of it. And nothing, no one, no situation or circumstance can take away or add to that. All the accomplishments, all of those things, all of your experiences, all of the trauma, it don't have nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with your worth, your value, and your enoughness. Okay, so remember that. And I hope that you have an amazing weekend. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And I will see you in the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.